What is going on, everybody? I wanted to make another video today, kind of walking you guys through something that I just thought of the other day and realized I never made a video of it. So I figured we kind of jump into that real quick. It's not going to be too long of a video, but yeah, we're going to kind of just look over something real quick and we will get into this in just a second. So today, as you guys know, my truck, if you guys have seen any of the other videos, is a technically four-speed, low 123 manual transmission behind a 6.2 Detroit 6.2 GM diesel. My truck's a 1985 GM square body, technically a GMC C2500. So it's a two-wheel drive, 4-speed on the floor with a low range. So this thing, being a diesel, and having a low range on the transmission, this thing absolutely freaking pulls. Just pluts along right about 3 miles an hour and low. It's absolutely awesome. And so the thing I wanted to show you guys is a couple of things that I've seen on the internet about how people shift these transmissions. The 3 ways that I know you can shift them. The 2-3 ways that I do. And then, yeah. So, pretty much there's kind of 2 ways of going upshifting. And then I only really know 2 ways of going down. I know some people can do all 3 ways of going down. I'm just not that skilled at it. So let's just touch base with all these real quick. So the first way, obviously, is your typical shifting, which is clutch in, lower 1, whatever one you want to use, clutch out. Clutch in, 2, clutch out. Clutch in, 3, clutch out. That's your normal way of shifting. And then downshifting, same thing. 3, clutch in, 2, clutch out. Clutch in, 1, clutch out. Neutral. That's your normal shifting pattern. Now, another way of shifting these trucks is what's called floating. So floating gears is something you'll hear on the internet all the time of, oh, you're not supposed to float in a synchronized transmission. It's not good for them, whatever. But it is a way that you can shift these if you know your truck well enough. It is very operator intensive, but if you know your truck well enough, you can very, 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 very easily shift and float these trucks. So, you go into first gear, you hit the gas, obviously you need the clutch. You're going to clutch in, first gear, release, hit the gas. You're going to get that truck up to that spot where it's comfortable. This particular truck is right around 9-10 miles an hour first gear. Let off, and right as you do, you're going to pull it out of first, let all the way off, and just slowly guide it into second, and then back onto the throttle, and it'll go nice and easy. Second to third, I haven't found the spot yet, but I know that in second, you just gently touch the throttle, start to let off, and it'll pop right out of second. And then third, I'm sure one of y'all can figure out kind of where your truck is comfortable. I mean, I'm sure they're all semi-different, semi-not, depending on gear ratios and all that. And also your transmission, I'm sure, is a little bit different. But that is a lot of attentiveness. So you're in low, for me, low, about 5 miles an hour, down to first, about 9 miles an hour, up in a second. And I don't know what the second to third gear is, or like the speed / RPM is that this thing has to be at to get from second to third without the clutch. Now, downshifting, there is a way to float gears to go down. So, you go from third. I don't really know how to do it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I really don't. And then, you go down to second, 1, and low. That is the one method I will not be showing you today because I don't know how to do it, is how to float gears going down. Because I am honestly terrified of destroying my transmission. And then the third way is more of a downshift method than an upshift method, but it's double clutching. So clutch into first, clutch going, clutch, and you're in a second. And then clutch, and you're in the third. That's more of a downshifting method, though. I mean, I don't know too many people that use double clutching to go up. It's kind of useless. So let's say you're in third, you're going to clutch in, pull it into neutral, clutch out, you're going to rev match, and then you're going to clutch in a second in a very, very quick motion. So you're going to be in third, and you're going to go clutch, rev match, clutch, and you're right in a second. And then you're going to go clutch, rev match, clutch, and you're into first. Don't ever go into low. Don't ever go into low while you're moving. Doesn't end well. And then, so that's that. So those are kind of the 3 methods that we're going to go over. Let's go for a quick drive, and we're going to go through all the upshifting and all the downshifting that I personally know, and y'all can do whatever y'all want with your trucks. So I don't know if this just goes for square bodies. I'm sure this is kind of a semi-tutorial for all new people trying to learn how to drive manuals. If you are new, I would stick with clutch in, second, clutch out, clutch in, third, clutch out, clutch in, second, clutch out, clutch in, first, clutch out, back to neutral. Also, let me know if y'all, use your transmission to slow the truck down. The one thing I like to do is, you go from third, you pop it into second, slow the truck down a little bit, get down to good enough speed, pop it into first, slow the truck down a little bit. This right here is a little easier on the brakes. I know it's a little more wear and tear on the engine, but it's easier on the brakes, so I think it kind of evens out. And double clutching definitely saves both your engine and transmission when doing that, particularly because you're rev matching, getting the engine prepared, and you're double clutching, which saves your clutch / transmission. So y'all let me know kind of what you do, but let's go for a quick drive and see what we can get into and show you guys the different methods around it. So first thing that we're going to do is set the phone up so you guys can see. Turn the truck on, make sure it's in neutral. Pop our lights on so we don't get pulled over or anything. Clutch in. So now pop parking brake, and I'll start in low just for this particular, or for this. So you're gonna go in low, release the clutch, hit the gas, and then we're gonna waltz our way up to a stop sign, pop it back in neutral, and we're gonna get back to the stop sign, and then we'll start going. So we're gonna be in low, pop it in the low, release off. Get up to wherever you want to shift, clutch in, down to first. Get up to wherever you want to shift, clutch in, second, down, up, out of first, into second. Up to wherever you want to shift, second into third, and then downshifting to slow the truck down. Now that's something that I do personally, you don't have to downshift to slow yourself down. I just like to. Sometimes if you don't have time to, you don't have time to. If you do have time to, you do have time to. I mean, it's all kind of in your personal bounds on what you want to do. So now for here, going up this hill, we're going to use floating. Floating, probably one of the easier, once you're accustomed to your truck and you know where it likes to be, probably one of the better ways. I don't know. I really can't tell you. It's whatever you like, really. So I'm going to do clutch in and a low so we can float a couple more, but we're going to go low. Gas, so you got to get up to speed, release the gas a little bit, right in the first, gas, right up, release in the second. Doesn't always work. Depending on your speed, this is a particularly steep uphill, so it doesn't always work how it's supposed to. Right in the third, and then we're going to slow down. I don't feel like downshifting to slow down, so it's fine. So just so you guys know why this truck may sound louder than yours or whatever, this truck is completely straight piped. So it may sound louder than some of y'all's trucks. Obviously, there we go. That was the second floated. Obviously, 6.2 diesels are loud, clanky engines. If you guys couldn't tell from any other videos that I've done with this thing, but pretty much just it's loud because it's kind of made to be. You know what I mean? It's definitely not meant to not wake anybody up. That's for sure. So put it in reverse, back into the driveway. We're gonna go downhill this time, and I'm gonna show you guys how to downshift. So put it in first. We'll take off, and then we'll do the normal shifting method. So first, second. Now, there's a lot more give. You can, if you need to take off in a hurry, I would use a normal shifting method because you can rev the shit out of your truck and still shift it because the truck and the transmission don't need to be matching speed. You know what I mean? Transmission doesn't have to be at perfect synchronization to float it if you're using the normal method. So we're gonna go into first. We'll take off down this road, and then we'll downshift and slow down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clutch in the second, gently put my foot on the brake, just like this right here. We're not taking off. Get it down to a good enough speed. We're going to clutch it in down to first. First is a little aggressive at slowing down. Don't ask me why, but first is aggressive to slow down with. Get you from 20 to 5 in a minute, not even. And then we're going to go right up here, do the exact same thing. So we're in second. Pull it into third quick, and then just pop it into second. Now, the other way that you can slow down is double clutching. So you're going to clutch in, gas clutch in, and then you're going to let the truck do its thing. more or less what you're doing is you're using the clutch to pop it out of gear and then rev matching to get the engine and the transmission in the same speed, and then clutch in just to get it down into the next gear. And you're kind of preparing it, whether you got to take off or whether you just want to slow down. So here we go, we're going to go up this hill. Second. That was floated. You can kind of tell the difference in how the truck sounds when you float versus normal shift. So now we're going to go up in the third. And now we're going to second. Which this truck practically falls into second when you clutch it. And then we're going to go right over here. And then what we'll do is we'll head up this way. Get up a little bit to speed. And we're going to clutch right in the first. And then that'll slow the truck right down. We were right about 17 miles an hour and it brought us down to pretty much 0. So, or pretty much like 7 or 8 miles an hour. So definitely, you know, some different ways. Oh my God, there's bunnies in that desert, like a bunch of them. So definitely some pretty chill, cool ways to, you know, how you can learn how to drive your truck. Oh, and if you learn from this video on how to do it, that's awesome. I wish I had a better camera for like watching the feet go and stuff, but you know, you kind of get you get a general idea of what I mean by normal shifting, double clutching, or floating. Obviously, floating is going to be probably the hardest of all of them. I mean, double clutching is, you know, demanding on the operator, but floating is by far probably the most demanding. So no clutch, get it right up to speed, hit the gas a little bit, pop it out, and right into the second gear. No clutch at all. And that's gonna bring you around, and it'll do, you know, it'll bring you right into the gear that you want it in. You know, obviously some people, you know, people don't want to do it. They don't want to hurt the truck, don't want to hurt the transmission. To me personally, I don't know if floating a gear in these trucks can hurt them. I'm not telling you to float them. I'm not telling you not to float them. This is just showing you different ways that I know and I can do it with this truck. You know, as long as it's not making grinding and clanking noises when you're doing it, I think you'll be fine, but that's just me. You know, but, you know, listener viewer discretion, you know, that's your truck, your choice. You know, don't just do what I do because I think that it's easier or whatever, you know. It's 100% at your discretion on what you want to do with your truck. And so, you know, but by far, definitely some of the easiest ways that I've learned. Those are like the 3 ways that I've learned to shift this truck, to shift these trucks in general. And, you know, the ways that you can shift them and kind of still get like good results from them. And so, you know, I mean, every truck is going to be different. Every operator is going to be different. You're going to drive a little bit differently than I do. I'm going to drive a little bit differently than you do. It's a given, you know, and accommodating, you know, and knowing your truck is the most important thing. Knowing where your truck likes to be, knowing how your truck likes to be driven, and knowing the speeds that you can get away with in each gear, and the RPM, if you attack, the RPM that you can do in each gear, and knowing those things is going to save you astronomically. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like button and the subscribe button, and definitely come back for another video because we got a lot more shit we got to do on this thing. Insurance is coming, registration is coming, and inspection is coming. And this truck is going to be on the road soon, doing some work with, you know, lawn care trailers, pulling the boat around a little bit more, pulling the enclosed trailer around, doing some tow tests with the white truck over there. So yeah, definitely hit us up. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah. So let's go, and I'm gonna put this thing away. I hope you all have a great night, great day, whenever you're watching this video. But yeah, peace.